Hey guys, you've been added to the Close Friends list. We are a podcast that talks about pop culture, gossip, and really anything we want. As you know, the Close Friends list is always a vibe that's changing, so make sure you stay a part of ours by following us anywhere you listen to podcasts at Close Friends List Pod. New episodes drop every Friday at midnight. We are so excited to have you on our Close Friends list, and we hope to be added to yours soon.
Welcome back to the Close Friends List pod, everyone, and happy Valentine's Day, listeners!
Or Galentine's Day.
True, Galentines. Well, Valentine's is a holiday, but today we're celebrating Galentines because we're just three gals who love to gab and love each other. So,
Oh my gosh. That's
so
you.
I mean, I thought it was everywhere, but it could just be me. And that's the end of the podcast. Thank you.
All right.
Sorry, I just found out. I'm just catching up on what you guys said. Love you too.
Love your best. Love you like a sister.
Incredible.
Not a word in these ears, so I gotta lock in real quick.
It's so funny. I'm crying. Well, today we thought we'd, start off with a little a weekly catch up, because again, last week we discovered that Adia was off socials. So we literally have no idea what's going on in her life. So what's up, Adia? What's happening with you?
Yeah, we're starting with you because nobody knows what's happening. What's going on?
What's going on with me? I wish there was a lot going on. Not much has been going on other than I have no idea what to fill my time with. So I've been downloading games. I'm on a scavenger hunt game. I've been playing Wordle every day. Little categories thing. I'm just trying to flex my brain muscles because I feel I've just been doom scrolling and just getting stupider just being on the internet. So there's not much going on.
That's so
I wish
sad.
my iPad wasn't broken so I could color or something, but Phoenix broke my iPad screen, so it's all cracked, so I can't do that. What have I been on? I have gotten on social media two times.
Okay, you have to talk about one of them.
Which one?
The goalie wag.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's part of my ick.
Oh, okay. Week. So maybe we'll hold off.
Then. I'll talk about that later. It's my ick. But yeah, I've been on two times, and I got on in the browser for Instagram because I was it's not really real if I'm on the app, if
on
I'm not
the browser.
I have tried to schedule for our podcast on the browser, and it doesn't. First of all, it doesn't let you schedule on a browser, but you're scrolling. You're this is not.
So I'm it's yucky. So I'm okay. I literally just got on to see something that my work posted because last week we were at a job thing. So I got on for that, and then I started scrolling. I'm hold on, there's a reason.
Wait a second.
I'm getting back into the thing, and then I got on TikTok because Katie sent me something, and I just had to.
Yeah,
I had to. And then that just spiraled into midnight again. So I'm see, this is why
until midnight. It's
this is bad. I was up late.
That couldn't have been that bad because I sent it to you at 11. It's not like it was. Were you up later than midnight?
I was up late. Okay. Yeah, well, I was up late. Yeah, that was bad. And then I was I need to laugh. I feel I haven't laughed in a week, an actual giggle laugh. So I got back on TikTok for a day.
What in your normal life is
funny?
Funny.
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. No, I mean, I'm in architecture.
Us once a week. No.
Yeah, that's really, and I wasn't even here last week. So I had really had a good laugh. And I'm let me just find something really stupid to watch. Cause the memes Scott sends me, cause he's also been sending me memes in text, and it's just not
it doesn't hit the same for sure.
So
There's no comments to look through.
There's exactly. So
yeah,
not much, ladies. I wish I could say it's been so amazing being off social media, but if anything, I feel just so ill-informed. It's just
honestly,
I don't know.
I feel I get, not in a bad way, but I feel I get a lot of news since it's so fast moving and up to date. I feel I get a lot of news from social media and seeing articles and being oh, let me click that, let me research that, let me look into that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like I'd be so lost because I'm not like on CNN's site, like just watch or like watching the news.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and that's the thing is like, even if I wanted to check the news, like there's not one news site I'm interested in. Like
exactly.
you all have a bias, obviously. So it's like, I'm not whatever. And everybody has different update times and
exactly.
Like I thought I missed something big because my friend called me this week and they're like, oh, did you see the wedding pictures? I'm like, oh my God. I don't know why I thought, I was like, who like got married? And he's literally talking like a person we know. I'm like, listen,
you cannot say that to me like right now.
I mean, a regular person. I thought we were talking about like someone big, but like
some like celeb gossip.
Yeah, you just never know. So yeah, that's the only thing I miss is like just being up to date, I guess. But
but for your mental health, we gotta
I'm just trying to I mean, my screen time last week was 5 hours.
Okay,
so it went down 3. It used to be 8 hours. So yeah, it went down a lot. But most of my screen time is Phoenix, like watching YouTube on my phone. So yeah. But that's
nice.
Gosh, guys, I wish I had more to share.
That's okay.
Days.
It is also like the winter, like it's dark out. There's not. It's cold.
I'm not doing
sort of.
I'm just going to sleep really.
And sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, because you guys know I'm not spending either. So it's like,
you're like literally, what am I doing?
You're like just sitting at home, just head tilted, no work.
Scott's not spending because usually it's like if Scott's spending, we'll just go hang around Target. He's not spending either. So like we really aren't doing anything.
Yeah.
So I started playing Stardew Valley on the Switch.
So hard.
I'm already
not intuitive at all because like you can make all this fun stuff, but like I don't know the recipe for that.
That's
I
what
have to, like, Google it.
Yeah, I'm like mad. I'm cutting down so many trees. I spent like 2 hours cutting down trees.
And then you like die because you run out of energy. And you're like, nobody told me that was gonna happen.
The time goes so fast.
This wasn't in the instructions.
I'm like getting frustrated by this stupid little farm.
Yeah. No,
so
there's a couple games like that. Like I did like Link's Awakening. I literally got stuck in the first 10 minutes and I was like, what is I'm Googling how to get through.
Oh no.
It's so bad.
It's too much. It's a lot. So
I recommend Animal Crossing. That's intuitive.
I've done that too, but I can't do the
I feel like there are a bunch of like cozy games that you could like tune into and you'd just be like walking around having a fun time.
Yeah, I do like the Goose game, the Untitled Goose game. I love that game a lot. It's very fun. I just love to quack at people and just be mischievous. So that's a fun game too.
There you go.
Like I said, I'm playing games. Maybe next I'll start reading books. Probably, I think it's gonna be
for you.
Oh, I know. I'm sure.
Well, actually, a couple weeks ago, one of my friends was like, I'm trying to get into reading this year. Can you send me a list? And I was like what? And she's like, literally anything. So I have like 6 or 7 recs that are just like if you want try this. If you want this, try this. Oh my gosh. So,
it's giving when I told Erin I wanted to get into K-pop and she made me a 1,000 song playlist.
Okay, 1,000 is crazy. I was like,
here's 5 hours long.
Okay. That's like not a lot of songs.
Okay.
But it's more like you pick one. You don't I mean you could read all 6 if you want, but you don't have to.
So the recommendations from you guys, it's like all or nothing. So
I mean
not necessarily
6 books.
No, it's an option. It's like if you want a monster romance, read Barbarians. If you want not a monster romance,
but to start off with Barbarians, that's the easiest
way.
That's gonna get you in deep.
That's the easiest way in.
That's what I'm saying. Like like it's not like a little sprinkle of like here's a little recommendation. It's like
5 of my others are not change your life. Books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's
what are they?
But also if you're like, I want to read a monster book, like you're already in deep, basically.
Yeah.
You're like, you're like, I have that. So you're already
I guess that's
that.
True.
You're in the deep end,
Oh, I might not have it. I'll have to find it later before we end at some point because it's on my phone. It's not on my iPad.
Is Twilight on there?
No. So the thing with Twilight, which Erin knows, it's like the vibes are there. It's bad, but like it got 5 stars from me because of the vibes.
Okay,
so
it's
like,
nostalgia.
I think.
So,
I mean, I do recommend it, but more for like to be in the know, I guess.
Yeah,
less like
culturally.
Literature. Yeah,
it's a great work of art culturally.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to know the ancient texts, I guess.
What
about you guys? What's been happening?
That's so funny. What has been happening? I'm back on my reading kick. I started my reading challenge I had 2 reading challenges that I wanted to do.
reading challenge, basically.
Huh?
I said AR reading challenge.
AR?
Accelerated reader.
Oh.
You could
I don't know what that
you got
is.
points. Yeah. Okay, we were on the same.
Hello?
You got
I
points
wasn't in
for,
that.
Taking
I didn't have that.
School did it, and you would if you got a certain number of points, you got like a pizza party.
Yeah,
and
you
but
totally
didn't have that.
AR reading,
but
you
the
totally
AR,
did.
the quizzes were like basically.
No, I literally
terrified
didn't.
that you read the book. It's basically like what happened at this part of the book.
I don't know what that is.
You didn't
I
have
didn't do
Slapback
that.
Friday, and you didn't have AR reading points.
Okay, AR
Well,
read. I can.
I only had one of those.
I can
What were
see.
you guys doing?
Slapback Friday, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Back to your reading. Your reading. Yes.
Anyway, but I have 2 reading challenges for myself for this year. One is to read the Jane Austen books that I haven't read before. And so I read Sense and Sensibility, and then I'm going to move on to something else. But my second one is more interesting, and it's read around the world, basically. So I'm reading a book that takes place in every country in the
Ooh.
world.
Every country.
So, yeah, every country. So there's like 195 or something.
Free episode incoming.
Literally.
4 countries.
Is that 4?
I said 74.
Okay, that's okay.
Too funny. But yeah, so I have that, and I'm 2 down, 193. So it's going great. And then the bad part of my week is people keep testing me at work. This one radio host literally called me, started yelling at me, and she was like, "I can't get in touch with your client. I've called him so many times," and I was like, "I just called him 2 seconds ago." He picked up the phone immediately. So I don't know what you're doing. I was like, "Here's the phone number again," and she's like, "It's not working," and she just is yelling at me. And then she starts she finally gets in touch with my client, so rude to him. And she he was like, "I cut the interview short, Erin." She was truly, awful. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, what happened?" And then he was just she was deliberately rude and just crazy. And then she had left him an irate message, his words. And I was like, that's crazy. So we've taken her off all our lists, and she will not be booking with our clients anymore. But yeah, that was crazy. But other than that, it's been a week.
It always is.
Yeah.
I know. I haven't been up to much either. A lot of consumption, read a couple books, what else? Went to the movies. That was a good time. Yeah.
Weekly. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the fun thing is I got this email today from AMC that they are well, first of all, reading charge more,
we owe you money. Basically what they're saying.
Well, okay, first of all, true. The price is going up, but we're also getting 4 movies a week instead of 3. So
that's
okay.
That plays out.
It does. It really does. Although a lot of people on Reddit are like, "There's not even 4 movies I want to see a week." I'm like, you know what?
Okay, true.
Depending on the week,
Repeats. Come on, guys.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm trying to go this weekend, but it's going. I gotta whatever. But I know a lot that I had already paid for. So last week we went to the hockey game. It's I already paid for that ticket. And then went to the movies. I'd already paid for those tickets. So I felt like a free weekend.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Not a free weekend. Yeah.
No, literally. And then I've been my 13th reason this week is that the Dallas Stars are playing on West Coast time all week. The game tomorrow starts at 10:30. 10:30.
Abolish West Coast games.
So literally, even if it's a West Coast team, fly them to fucking New Jersey. I don't
stop.
I don't care.
It's insane. It's wrong.
No, it's it should be illegal, honestly. And
that's so
they're
funny.
aware of it because the Stars posted the other day and they're like, "We're sorry for the time in advance." And it's what?
10 p.m.
I had to go to sleep. I'm it's
the
1
game's not
a.m.
gonna be done till 1. Yeah.
I stayed up till 1:30 watching. They went to overtime with the Knights, the Golden Knights last week, and I'm like, I need to know if they win. We're already in OT. It's already 1:30. I might as well just finish out this game. And luckily, thank God for Wyatt Johnston, he scored in the first 20 seconds of OT. We'd love to see it, but it's it's already 1:30 in the morning.
Start the games at fucking 4 o'clock West Coast time. Let's just get on run with it.
That's the gag. Like, let's just keep it anyway. So tomorrow they're playing at 10:30 and Saturday they're playing at like 9:30. Like, I could do 9:30, I think, but 10:30 when you hit 10 o'clock,
games should be over by 10.
No, literally.
So funny.
It's just been a week. Yeah, exactly. I've been tired all week, so you hate to see it, but yeah, we should move on. I haven't got nothing else good going on.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
Well, since it's a little like Galentines episodes, I have a little question of the week for you guys. And it is, what is the most embarrassing thing you've done for or like did to a crush? I can go first to give you guys a little prep time.
Yeah.
Because I did think about this while writing the question. Imagine this. 7th grade Erin. just a gal in middle school. And my middle school was a middle and high school. So I like saw all these boys from all these different grades. So I had a particular crush on this one boy in 8th grade. His name was Tony. And I found out that Tony was friends with this kid, who I think his name was Zach, who I rode the bus with. Okay. And so like me and Zach were tight, whatever. We were chitty chatting. I was like, oh yeah, like, haha, Tony's cute, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, what? And I was like, ha, yeah. And he was like, that's my homie. You know that? And I was like, I know. Anyway, so Zach is like, you got to talk to him. You got to talk to him. And I was like, what? Like, who, me? And me, 7th grade Erin, so shy, like so shy. And so I gathered up my courage. I went to the Safeway across the street. I bought this, like, I think it was like a Ghirardelli chocolate, like, packet. And I went to school. It was a Friday, the Friday before winter break. I went to school and I saw Zach. I said, Zach, can you please give this to Tony for me? And he said, okay. So we had lunch, the same like lunch period on, I think it was even days. So I I get to lunch. I'm literally about to shit my pants, like, because I'm so nervous.
No. Yeah.
I'm so nervous because I was like, I'm gonna see Tony. Did Zach give him this like chocolate from me? And so God, this is so embarrassing. So I am like looking out, and he's, first of all, let's all talk about how Tony was one of the like cool kids. So I was like one of the cool 8th graders. So I was like, oh yeah, shooting my shot, but like zero chance, Erin. What are you talking about? But then I was like, okay. Anyway, so I'm sitting, they divided us. 8th graders sat over like on one side, 7th graders had to sit on the other side. So I'm sitting over here. I see it. I see Zach give Tony the chocolate. I was like, oh, I'm gonna vomit. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
And then I see Zach pointing at me, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna KMS. And I immediately am like turning away, like, look, I was like, I am talking to my friend here, like, blah, blah, blah. And so I just like, every time I would look up, I would see Tony like look over my direction. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. Anyway, so again, nervous, shy, scared Erin. 7th grade Erin literally like ran back to her classroom after lunch happened, because I was like, I don't know what I want from this. Nothing. I just want to give this boy this chocolate and move on with my day. Like, he has it. Just, she liked you, move on. So I get back to my 4th period math class. My seat was like in the back of the class. So I was like, around, like right by where the door is. And so I'm just like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, la la la, talking to like whatever friend. I turn to my right towards the door. Tony walking by, stands in the doorway, waves at me, and is like, and then walks away, because my teacher like was coming to like close the door, and he was just like, and I was like, oh my God. And then the girlie that was sitting next to me, she was like, why did Tony come to our class? And I was like, oh, I have no idea. And I was like, this typical Erin. Anyway, so then day is over. I go home. We never speak of it again. Like winter break happens, and it just moved on. But I was like,
he could have been your Peter Kavinsky.
He could have been, but he wasn't going to be. So that's okay.
I don't know. It sounded like he was trying to.
Well, he did acknowledge. He came all the way to say hi.
He acknowledged, and I was like, thank you, but also, I don't actually want to talk to you as a scared little 7th grader. That's fine.
We gotta find him.
Mm-hmm.
I looked him up because I was like, wow, this story, no, we don't need to.
Okay, well, it'd be like that sometimes.
It'd be like that.
Oh man,
that's funny. I have like 2 little stories, but I know there's something like deep in my brain that's just like
the trauma that
and I just don't know what it is. Like you're talking and I'm like, something like that has happened to me. I know that I felt like really like, oh my gosh, like he's gonna see whatever, but I cannot remember anything. There was in maybe middle school, there was this guy in my neighborhood who had a crush on me. And he wrote me this little like love note and like left it in my mailbox. And my mom found it and thought it was so cute. She's like, oh, Katie, you should keep this. Like, are you gonna answer him? I'm like, girl, no. Like, I don't like
tell mom.
And I was so embarrassed receiving it because she's like, we're gonna keep this because like one day you're gonna think it's funny. And I shredded it. I was like, I was so like, this is not for whatever. Anyway, but that led me to in college. There was this guy that I did not necessarily like at first, but he really liked me. And so but then it's how the tape turned. Because as soon as I start being interested in him, he's like talking to 3 other girls.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, wait,
I thought we had a connection.
Anyway, so that turned into like one of those situationships we talked about a couple months ago. But there was his birthday was coming up and I was like, you know what, like let me do something like cute or whatever. I made him cookies for his birthday and then was too embarrassed, so like because we weren't really like talking like that at the time, like it was kind of just like he like had a girlfriend or whatever, like literally played anyway. So I made the cookies and I'm like, well, I can't keep these, like I made them, like there's only 2 of us here. So I did like leave them on his porch. So basically what that other guy did to me, I left the cookies.
You said cookies.
I didn't leave a note with it because I was so embarrassed. This is so silly. He posted it on like Snapchat later, like lefties. And I did tell him that it was me and he like didn't believe me. And I was like, you know what? Sure. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, I was like a grown adult. I was like 20, 21.
I
like,
love that.
That's so funny.
Embarrassing. I don't know. No, it's not.
Love it.
We hate to see it.
The cookies. Who sent these to my house? That's so funny.
Literally, because it was just like because he had roommates and I didn't know them like that, so I'm like, I'm not about to knock on the door. Like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, this is not the vibe. And then I think I had a note maybe, but I remember like consciously being like, I can't leave this.
No,
roommate fight it, and now it's like
they're gonna post it
the whole bit. Yeah.
So it's actually better you didn't leave anything or didn't say anything.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah. And then, ultimately a year after all that went down, he did apologize to me. So,
good.
The cookies did something.
Well, I don't know if it was the cookies, but
it's sweet.
But I got retribution in the end.
There you go.
Yes.
I came out better than him, but that's fine.
That's so funny.
That's true.
But,
the most embarrassing thing that happened to me with a crush was that I had a years-long crush on this guy named Pete. Pete was I won't say the only, but like the most significant crush of my childhood. I'd have to say maybe 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. He went to a different high school because we were in different districts. So like a big chunk of my childhood, like I had a crush on this kid and he literally did not give like less than 2 shits about me. Like I could have been like on the road and he would have stepped over
like, anyway.
Yes, like he did not care about me. And there is one, I wanted to impress him. I like 7th grade, 8th grade, all that time, I wanted to like be something that he like noticed so bad. And I begged my mom to put beads in my hair. Hold on. I begged this was in the
Like eighth-ish?
the 7th grade.
Okay.
This was in the 7th grade. We were in a science class together, and this is like when SOLs were going on. So like I knew I'm gonna be in the room with him for like a long time.
Yeah, like gotta look fresh with these beads.
So like I got my mom to braid my hair. I put like the Serena Williams beads. Okay, like straight up, like. And you know, with those beads, you move a centimeter and you're making clanking noise. Like you're And I was sitting in front of him, like I'm taking my SOL, blah blah blah, like I'm all done. And after the SOLs, like everyone's done, you know, everyone's just like hanging out in the room, like whatever. He's like, oh my gosh. Basically, he's like talking to somebody. He's like, who puts beads in their hair?
First of all, was he white?
No, he was black. So that's
was he saying he was like distracting, kind of? Is that like what the?
Yeah, he was basically like, who does that? And I'm like,
a lot of black women, go away.
I went home. I ripped those beads out of my hair. Like I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed.
And it's only been white men since then.
Yeah,
it literally has been.
It literally has. But like
the trauma runs deep.
Continuously had like embarrassing moments with him, like throughout my.
Okay, well, the bead one was like his fault.
The bead one was his fault, but I was just
that is rude.
Be like so loud, like during SOLs, and I'm like, okay, whatever. But there was another time where like skating was like really big, like going to the skate rink, and I finally like got enough courage to ask him like, hey, like, do you want to skate with me for like couple skate or like, you know, like double skate?
Yeah.
And
he's like, aren't you Bead Girl from the SOL?
No, pretty much. He's like, aren't
Beady?
Like Beady McQueen over here. But I don't know what came over me, but I was like, I'm just gonna ask him, like, because it's couple, you know, you hold hands and you skate around for a song. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I have a hyperhidrosis, which is overactive. Okay.
Oh my god.
It just like keeps going down.
It does.
Keeps going.
And this was it. It started like
because puberty time frame. It's like things are
so like right around like 6th grade.
This is when it started. No, I'm kidding.
7th and 8th grade, it was like absolutely horrible. Like my hands were just constantly sweating, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I'm gonna ask him to couple skate. So he's like, basically he was like, I feel like he was held hostage. Like he didn't really have a way to say no, I think. So he never said yes, but he was just like,
let's go.
Let's do it. So the song comes on. I literally Ariana Grande hold hand.
Oh my god.
With the sleeve over my hand.
Yeah.
He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, it's just more comfortable this way.
Oh dear.
We skated for not even 30 seconds. Not even 30
just like
seconds.
One little lap, like half a lap.
And he was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Ooh. And then he literally skates off. And I never see him the rest of the day. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's so sad, actually.
Every time I'm blowing it with this guy, like every single time. And there like came a time when I think maybe it was like senior year or something when like we happened to be like at the same gathering. And sorry, Scott's like texting me, even though
I heard the sound.
And I was like, Pete, like eventually I was like, you know what, man? Like I've been trying to get you to like me for like 5, 6, 7 years now. He's like, like me? I'm like,
what was couple skate about?
That's what I said. I'm like, we skated together.
Yeah, and we held hands. Theoretically,
he's like, I don't remember that. I'm like, please.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I'm literally in love with you, and I'm a bug to you on your windshield. Like what?
Like he's like, oh, I wish you knew you liked me. I'm like, oh my, it's not too late. It's not great. Like we're Anyway, horrible.
Okay.
Anyway, this is like gone on way too long. Sorry.
Okay. Well, love. What a good question. What a good walk down memory lane. I have a little game for us, a little blind ranking. So I'm just gonna list out a couple of like Valentine's Day like themed things, and you'll just have to rank them 1 through, I think this is 7.
7.
Whew. All right.
I can cut. We could do 5. We could do 5. Anyway. Okay, so the first thing, sweethearts, those heart combo candies.
5. Hard 5. 7, actually.
Well, are we doing 7 or are we doing 5?
Let's just do 7. They're quick.
Okay,
off
7.
the
Okay.
list.
7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Disgusting.
Ooh, I didn't mean to text that. Okay. Cupid.
I feel like a 4.
Baby Cupid?
Whatever Cupid pops into your mind.
Yeah.
I'll go with the 4 too.
Like nothing groundbreaking, but
Yeah.
not like the
I
word.
like the idea of Cupid, yeah.
Yeah.
Grand gestures.
Engagement, for an engagement, a 1, but if it's like you're just being extra, it's a little.
Yeah, like a huge, those huge signs that are like marry me, but like the happy V-Day, like not even marry me, like those kind of.
Why are you showing off?
So like 6-ish,
Yeah,
maybe
6, yeah.
Okay. Valentines, like the cards you got as kids or gave out.
5,
I think 3, but yeah,
because I hate stickers.
Oh, they're not all stickers.
They were usually closed with stickers, and I fucking hated it.
Okay, I see.
Oh,
So yucky. Yeah.
I just
we'll
love
circle
like,
back to you
vibes.
hating stickers.
Yeah.
You guys knew that.
I love the vibe though, because it's like even today in the store I was there and there were like cute little Snoopy ones. Like they're just so like
I love the
thematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just hate the
I
stickers.
always loved those like fun dip ones. I was like,
Oh,
gotta go
yeah.
find those.
Mm-hmm.
Give them out. The color pink.
1.
5 for me. I'm not a fan.
You would look
Me
so good.
neither,
in pink.
honestly.
Sometimes I do, but I,
Mm.
you know,
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes I do. Anyway.
you would look good.
Okay.
I would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Especially like a hot pink.
Yeah, I'm
Mhm.
pretty good with warmer colors like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do a lot of like cool colors.
That's true. Like a blue.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Color analysis coming soon.
Color analysis. Okay. Flowers. Being gifted flowers or giving flowers.
I said pink was 1, so this has to be 2 for me.
I think I'll go 2 as well.
I have not received any flowers from Scott.
Did
Shocking.
he even ask you? Both Scotts, did they ask you to be your Valentines?
No.
But
I've brought that up that he has not.
so the thing in my household generally growing up, my dad always got my sister and I like little cards, like
Aw.
chocolate,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
balloons and flowers. And so there was like a year or 2 that Scott didn't do anything. And I was like, and my dad stops by and he's like, I'm like
"Yeah."
candy. And I'm like, so Scott, like, what's the tea? So like he does do
Oh,
a little
good.
bit now. But
Okay.
he doesn't- like the way the girls do it online, we're like, he hasn't asked me, like, that's not really like
Oh,
the
yeah.
tea. But yeah.
Right.
I've never been asked, and I've been married, so.
Well,
Another episode. We'll circle back. No.
a lot coming soon.
Yeah.
So
we're
funny. And then the last one, an old flame hitting you up saying Happy Valentine's Day.
All I have left is 1. That's so embarrassing. They would be blocked. So if anyone's listening, any
I
ideas?
got hit up 3 days ago from an old.
No, you didn't.
Did
like a Happy Valentine's Day or just
Wow.
in general?
in general, but
Still.
he's hit me up 3 times this year already.
Yikes.
Mm.
Was he from like earlier this year? Earlier 2024.
We talked some in 2024, yeah.
Okay.
That's still almost a whole year though, because you met Scott
Yeah.
April, May time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but we're talking in 2023.
Yeah.
All of 2023.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Still though.
Well, love.
I feel bad.
Not love about that man texting you, but
Yeah.
love about these blind rankings.
Yes. That was a good one.
So funny.
I thought you were gonna say something like amazing for the last one. but
Yeah.
I got
No.
so that's the tea.
Yeah.
Mm.
This honestly, the in the middle was the good ones.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Lots of good Valentine's things. Did
Exactly.
you guys at school sell carnations for Valentine's Day?
I think we did. I do remember there being flowers
yeah,
somewhere.
like $1 for like.
Mine did not.
What did you do in school?
Yeah.
Just work.
You went to
school
public
work.
school, right?
No.
because public
I
school, we
did.
weren't doing
And it was
shit.
all in Virginia, so I feel like
Yeah.
it should have been the same.
Yeah.
No, I did not sell carnations.
At Virginia Department of Education.
Yeah,
We also
honestly.
had, like,
Maybe they
Chick-fil-A
do it
Fridays.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Chick-fil-A
What,
Friday?
Fridays?
Chick-fil-A?
I remember they used to bring in some like pizza,
Mhm.
some,
Okay.
Mhm.
and then at our like football games there was Chick-fil-A, but not like
Always.
They came into like first period and like sold chicken biscuits every Friday.
Oh shit!
That's
Not first period, not
crazy.
first thing in the morning.
I think the money went towards something. Like obviously they got cut
that
of
makes
it,
sense. That
right?
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang.
Public
crazy.
school, man.
Public school was wild.
Yeah, it was.
Not for you. Like, no
Apparently not.
carnations.
I guess in
No
other
carnations,
ways.
No slap ass
Too much.
Friday. I
Okay.
mean, golly,
That
what
one.
are you guys doing?
That
here?
one.
Y'all weren't living.
Still.
Oh,
Anyway.
well, gals.
Time to move on to
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, how are we making our way?
Yes. Stories about girlies, gallies, who, just really showed sisterhood. That really showed up and said, you know what, that's my girl. That's her.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
do you guys experience that?
I've never experienced sisterhood in my life.
Oh my gosh.
Look,
So
we'll just
funny.
jump in. I have one ready for us.
Okay, great. All right.
Okay, yeah, perfect.
So my story is revolving my friend Katie. We love her. She needs to be on the pod one day. But so a couple of years, well, I guess it's been a while now, but over winter break in college, my sister and I and our good friends went to Colorado for like, I guess a week or so, and then flew back into like Dulles, I think. And it was like the day before the semester started that we got back. So the next morning, everybody had like class. So we had the minivan, the family minivan, and we were dropping her brother off at JMU. She was going to drive us to Richmond and then go back to Charlottesville. And so we were going all around Virginia. It's like we'd land at 10 o'clock at night, going all around Virginia. Anyway.
Yeah.
So like an hour outside of Dulles, crash snap. One of the timing belts broke. Car's not going anywhere. We're pulled up. We're like on 80, some random place, like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh my gosh.
So we called like a tow truck or whatever, and they're like, well, we only have seats for like one person to ride with the car. Cause like it's tow truck, it's not an Uber or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, shit, what are we gonna do? Like all the rental places are closed. So we can't like rent a car. So she calls her boyfriend who lives in DC. He is not coming to get us. I never liked the man, but he is like, I can't make it. I work tomorrow. I'm like, bro, we all got work tomorrow.
Well, we have school. Like, what are you?
We're all doing something tomorrow. So I call one of my good friends, and he also is like, I'm watching hockey tonight. Like, I can't come. I'm like,
Okay.
you're on the West Coast schedule, I guess, because it's 10:30. Anyway, I'm like, you're lying. Like this, he would have been an emergency contact for me. Anyway, so he says no. And I'm like, damn, who are we going to get to call? So I call Katie and I'm like, hey, like, is it possible for you to meet us at JMU? Because we figured out how to get to JMU somehow. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I'm like, can you meet us at JMU and pick me and my sister up and drive us back to Richmond? So like, AKA nothing's in this for her. She's coming from Richmond to JMU and going back same night.
Oh my god.
She's like, yeah, sure, I'll get in the car.
Okay.
So yeah, we met her at JMU and she drove us back to Richmond. We got back at like 2:30, some crazy time. And you just love to see it. Like no questions asked. She was like, yeah, I'll drive on over.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
you know,
Wow.
we've had some good times, her and I, but like when I was thinking about stories, I'm like, damn, that was like a real one. You know, like it was really, you know, it was a good time. But
shout out
I love
Katie.
that.
Literally
Shout
shout
out
out
Katie.
everybody else.
Come on our pod. Thank you.
Oh, damn.
Everybody who said no, you're on the list. No.
Yeah.
That's a real one. That's
Yeah.
a real one for sure.
That was a good one.
Truly.
Hey, do you have one?
I do. Yeah. So you guys all know Brianna, obviously, because she's our IT, our IT when we have podcast issues.
Shout out Brianna.
Yeah, shout out Brianna. But yeah, so I met Brianna in college too. But Brianna's always been a real one, like for real. But there is one time, and the only time this will ever happen. So my mom was coming down to visit, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to have a mouse problem like at my house.
I remember.
Okay, yeah. I had a mouse problem, and the people wanted like $500 to like patch up some stuff and put traps and all that stuff. Anyway, I was like, I'm not doing that. So I just like patched up stuff myself. But before that, my laundry room is in my house, but it's like kind of like outside. So like you have to go through a separate door and then it's outside. And this is where the mice were like coming in because there was a little crack like in the foundation. So they were like coming in. Apparently mice can come in through a size of a quarter. Didn't know that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they can come in very small cracks, but this is where the mice were coming in. And I knew my mom was coming. My mom is like super OCD about like cleaning and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't have my mom come and see my laundry room.
Yeah.
Like like, it's just, I don't even go in there because I'm terrified of the mice. I was like, Brianna, like, I would like, basically I was like, listen, if you come over and help me just figure out what's going on in my living room. Like not my living room, but like my laundry room, like I would be forever indebted to you. Like Alex was like, I'm not coming over there. You have mice. Like I was just, no one was going to help me because
every time you call him, it's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Like, what do you know?
Yeah, he's never helped. He's never helped. But I was like, oh, and I knew I couldn't do it myself because I didn't know what to expect. And I was like,
yeah,
emotional support.
I needed emotional support, pretty much is what I asked her to come over for. So she comes over and we start taking everything like out of the laundry room. And like a month prior to this, I put down like mouse traps, like the little traps, right?
Yeah.
And,
oh no.
I didn't go in my laundry room. I would literally go in there for 2 minutes, try to clean all of my clothes. Like I was terrified to go in there.
Yeah.
And the mouse trap that I put was
I already know. Okay.
No, I put a mouse trap where I thought they were coming through because I'm like, okay, if I put it next to the entrance, then like
it'll block them out.
Yeah,
it'll get up.
Like whatever, they'll talk to each other, they won't come in. Talk to each other? I don't know.
Yeah. They're smart. Yeah.
So I put one next to the entrance where I thought they were coming in, and me and Brianna are like getting everything like out. We're sweeping out, like we're doing all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I have not looked in this corner. Like, I don't know what's there. I don't like. So I'm so sorry for like whatever you're about to see, but like personally, I can't go see it. So like, if you could go do it, that would be
oh my god,
because she has like no fear. So like, she's like, okay, sure. So she literally. She's like,
she is very level-headed. I feel like,
yeah, she's like super like it's fine. She's the opposite of me when it comes to like emotions because like I'm like like spazzing and she's just like super chill. So she's like, okay, fine. So I'm like, here, just take the broom and whatever's there, just like sweep it out. Like
do it.
Just
I
get it out.
don't care. I just don't want to see it. Yeah.
Oh, I saw it.
Oh, I'm sure.
It was the craziest thing. I told Brianna. After this happened, I said, if I ever win the lottery, if I ever come into any large amount of money, I'm giving you a cut. Like, you are the first person I'm giving a cut to. There was like 5, maybe 7. There were so many fucking mice on the
throw up.
sticky trap. Like, it was like a mega mouse. Like, it was
gotta throw.
It was so bad. They were all dead.
Yeah.
But like,
that's why I'm gonna throw up.
It was the worst thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. Like, I was like, first of all, I was mortified.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I cannot believe this has been here.
Well, yeah, because you're
literally
coming in here.
I've been coming in here.
And they're just dead in the corner.
I'm like, okay, thank God I put it right there because like they haven't been coming in. So I'm like, okay, I guess my mouse problem is gone. It's because they were all getting caught in the damn trap. Anyway, it was like an entire family of mice on the trap. She just sweeps it out. She's like, yeah, that was gross. I'm like sobbing in the corner, because I'm just so disgusted. And it was just like the worst thing I'd ever experienced in my life. And she's like,
oh my God.
She was just fine about it. So
wow.
I think I like bought her dinner or something. Like I was like, anything you want, I got it. Like
you can have whatever you like.
Like
it was a dessert.
And sometimes we bring it up, or what do we call it? Like a mega mouse or something. There used to be like a nickname that we used to say of like,
oh my God,
because it doesn't get any worse than that. I'm like, you've seen me at my worst.
Literally.
And the mega mouse that you saw.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's a real one for that.
I love that.
No one else would have done that.
no one else did.
No,
You called other people.
No one else.
Yeah.
No one would have done that. So, and she didn't even judge me, which was great. I mean, it's not like I was.
You're not placing them.
Yeah,
Like
like they're mice. They're coming in.
yeah.
Opportunistic.
Yes, but I don't have a mice problem anymore because I patched up. I know, literally,
literally. Thank God.
Literally,
Thank God.
Yeah. So,
man.
Wow.
Shout out
Brianna.
Literally.
I didn't realize you guys met in college. I thought you met like before.
No, we were freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
Let's see. I have one. So my story revolves around my friend Rebecca, and I also met her in college.
Shout out VCU. No, literally.
Thank you, VCU, for these great friendships. So Rebecca, if we all remember back to our episode about our ghosts of situationships past, and the traumatizing moment that I had with a certain somebody who I went to school with. The gag was me and Rebecca were friends, and the guy that she was seeing were roommates. So we were step in line. We were there together, being traumatized by these two white men. Okay. Oh. Her, a Filipina queen, me, Black and Indian, being traumatized by these white men. It's fine. And so I mean, there were so many times during that like year that they would say something so out of like the guys would say something so out of pocket about women, us, like anything we're doing. And I was like, why are we still what? And then so me and Rebecca would just have to like, we would either go to her apartment or my apartment. We would lay on one of our beds and just cry and be like screaming because we were like, why are these men so crazy? Like, what? Like, why are they saying these things? Why is this happening? Anyway, so, yeah, there was one time where we just like were walking around the fan, just like yelling out our frustrations. And we were like, what is happening? Because it was so crazy because every day these men would give us reasons to leave, like not talk to them anymore, like leave them. But yet we were like, la 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 la, here we are. And like Rebecca was like dating, well, she dated this guy for like maybe a month, but the like the talking of it all was like a long time. And I didn't date this man, but I was like, it just as traumatized.
Yeah.
Man. And so it was just like me and Rebecca really bonded over just like these shared experiences. And now here we are like 10 years later, we can laugh about it because she still lives in Northern Virginia and I see her every single time like I go back. And so I'm like, hey, remember that time? She's like, yeah, but it brought us closer together and that's what counts. And I was like, you know, it's so true. And then there would be times where we would like, we both had bikes and then we had another friend, Chloe, who also had a bike. And we just would like bike to the VMFA. Yeah. Me just like thinking and being like, dude, those words make sense. That just came out of my mouth. Anyway, we would drive there or bike there and then we would just like bike around, like chat about our problems, because Chloe was like, she knew both of those guys, but she was like obviously not involved with them or anything. She was just like, they're whack. And I was like, you're right, sister, like here we are. So yeah, those just times that it would just get me through life. And I'm like, yeah, I really had some like solid gals who were just like there when I needed them. I could be there for them when they needed me. And we just like, you know, it just really bonds you.
Yeah. Shout out.
Shout out. Erin, didn't you pick me up one time with my tire for my car and you took me to Walmart? Was that you? I needed a new tire and I'm like, I need someone to take me to Walmart to go buy the new tire, but I didn't realize that you also had to bring the whole
because you're like, what's the size? Yeah.
You took me to Walmart.
I'm sudden, like I'm kind of remembering that.
I needed one person to just drop me off and bring me back to Walmart or something to get a tire. I'm pretty sure you did that.
I don't want to claim it, but I feel like
you should claim it.
I feel like that happened.
Did.
So I did drive a Dia to Walmart. And
yeah. Shout out.
Wow.
You did.
It was just like, yeah. So
wow.
Just gal friendships.
Love a gal.
Best.
Literally.
Love a gal. Just like truly are the best. And I was like thinking of all the stories, and I was like, well, I could say something about Katie, could say something about Dia. Like, I'm like, these are girls for life. So I'm like, I could, but I was like, okay, let me not do something about people on the pod. Like, shout out.
Blazing situation.
Yeah.
But I was like, here we are. So
I'm gonna get too sappy,
I know, like
next year maybe.
yeah. That's the time. That's the time. Wow.
A lot of good moments. A lot of good moments.
Yeah.
I love being a girl's girl, or I love having a girl's girl,
Yeah.
Nothing like it.
The reason I thought of that was because I was like, at first I couldn't think of a story for no reason.
You were like, I
remembered.
No.
I almost bought a bouncer for Katie once, and then I was like, wait, Katie did something for me once,
right?
And then it like turned it, it's
that's
like,
where it's a cycle.
It is a cycle, exactly.
Yeah.
Something happens in your friendship, and you're like, wait, like this is now we're this.
Yeah.
Now we're these people.
That's how it should. 100%.
Truly.
Gosh, feel bad for the ones that don't have them.
Honestly,
I just don't like being friends with girls because there's too much drama.
They're drama. They're like, okay, you're the drama clearly.
You don't
in this
have any good girlfriends. That's why.
Yeah.
Please. Jeez, Liz.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I've definitely had girl drama, but I've never said girls are too much drama. Like, even though like I have reason to say, like,
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
But like,
I'd rather. What have you guys heard that quote like about how male relationships they like just don't know about each other or anything?
Though.
Oh yeah,
their relationships are so like superficial. Like
no, because like one time Scott was like, "Oh, so and so broke up." I'm like, "What happened?" He's like, "I don't know." I'm like, "What do you mean?
Like, how do you not?
You don't know?
You know
what do you mean
about your friend's life?
Yeah. No,
if your friend was like, "Oh, I just broke up with someone," I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, like I'm so sorry. Like what happened?"
Yeah,
like that would be the leading question of like
we'd already know.
Well,
we would have been
first of all,
exactly. That's the one.
Yeah. So that's women friendships are just so important to have, especially really as an adult. Like you can't really go.
And they don't tell you it's hard to meet people once you're an adult too.
It's
like
so hard.
We just mentioned all of our friends from 12 years ago.
Really. I mean, we're still friends. But like,
true.
That's that's what it is. Like,
because it's like now I'm like, where am I meeting friends? Like I had to like when I moved to LA, it was so tough to like meet friends and people because I was like, I work from home, like it's a new city, like what am I doing? So I had to purposefully go out to like events. I was like, okay, let me find events of like things that I'm interested in and then like stare down people and be like, you seem like you're over 25, you seem cool, you seem like let's try to make friends. And truly that is how I made a lot of friends here. But it's like truly like it doesn't matter like I was like it's the quality of friends, not the quantity. Because I'm like, I have a small group of friends here, but I'm like, those girls I know got me. Like, so.
Yeah. I do want to make a PSA. I think that more people should be friends with their Eskimo sisters.
No, I 100% agree.
Like,
100%.
I think they're not all of them. Like,
not all of them.
But I think
right.
There's
some connection there that.
Some like you obviously have something in common.
Exactly.
Not even that you have to talk about what that person that you have in common, but I mean, I became friends with my Eskimo sister and she dated Alex before. This is before I dated Alex after she did. I love her, she's great. Like I think Eskimo sisters should be,
well, like you said, there was something in common there, so it's like you guys must be compatible as friends.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. There's one girl who like that talked to someone I talked to afterwards and I wanted to be her friend so bad, but the only thing that we had in common was that I knew that she was talking to someone I talked to, and we never dated.
Yeah.
It's not like I could be like, hey, like
right.
my ex is your, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a situationship, but like she's like so cool. I'm like, I wish we could be friends. And I saw her at the gym once, and I wanted to be like, hey girl, but I'm like, she literally doesn't know me. Like
I've just seen her Instagram.
Yeah, no idea who I am, but I know you. But like, I can't be like, so I talked to him and you talked to him. So like,
yeah. She's like, what? I'm dating somebody, and you're like, anyway.
Yeah.
That's a good way to make friends, you know?
It is. That's what I'm saying. Maybe there should be now.
Literally anything to make a friend, you know?
It's like those Facebook groups. If we're dating the same guy, like that's where the connection should be.
Yes. Yeah, that's where the friends should be. 100%. Good friends. Well, that concludes our episode today. Peace, love, and blessings.
Well, speaking of love, I think we have some love.
Yeah. Do we have loves and ixies?
We do. Ooh, ixies.
I don't know.
That was a choice.
And then ixies, and do we have love and ixies?
I screenshotted it.
I can go first. I have mine.
Okay.
Pulled up. Okay. My first love. I've talked about this before. Me and Katie have definitely mentioned this. Joining TikTok lives. And then
when you're like 50 people there, it's even better.
Yeah.
So good.
I love joining a TikTok live and just like randomly seeing, but recently I've started joining a lot of TikTok lives where they're just drama. And I was like, give me all the juice, give me all the tea. And that, relates to one of my exes, like stans. I'm just kind of over stans because this week on TikTok has been the Beyonce stans versus the Billie Eilish stans. And I'm like, those women would not want you fighting. But what are we talking about? Beyonce didn't deserve album of the year. Billie lost all those other categories to all those other people. Yeah. And you think they're going to give her the top one of album of the year when she didn't win moving on.
Well, and same said about Bill, so a lot of the argument that I've seen is like, well, I didn't even listen to Cowboy Carter. It's like, first of all, I didn't listen to Billy's album. Yeah. So like, what is that?
Exactly.
I listened to Cowboy Carter, but I didn't listen to
that
Billy,
means nothing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't listen to it doesn't mean it wasn't the best album of the year.
Yeah. Beautiful. I know. I was like, why are you so dead? My second love, obviously Beyonce winning album of the year. Like, good job, my queen. Like, you deserved it. You deserved it 5 years in the past, but we move on. I'm already gonna pre-say this. My love, the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show. I know this episode comes out after that. That's my love. Like, I already know I'm gonna love it. I did see something that was like, I sent it to you guys, where it was like the lawyers are deciding if they're gonna like bleep out like certain parts of his things, and I was like, let him sing what he wants to sing. Moving on. My last love, I bought my entire Beyonce concert outfit.
Okay.
Do tickets go on sale next week? Yeah. Do I obviously not have tickets? One of the things was like a pair of jeans that I wanted, so I was like, okay, like that's fine. Yeah. I'll buy that. But then like a shirt and a hat, I'm sad. So we move on. Okay, my icks, I said stands, and then my other ick, Tottenham losing today.
Ooh.
And it was for a like semi-cup like game. And so they played one in January and they won 1-0. And so they were on aggregate, which means they just play multiple games and then combine those total goals up. And then whoever has the most goals like is the one that advances. So like the game in January was at Tottenham Stadium, and then the game today was at Liverpool Stadium. So they both have like home court advantage basically. And so at first they were like, they played well today, but like, again, since they're all injured, like half of the team is injured, someone else got injured today, like because he was like going too hard and he had just come back from injury, and it was a mess. Anyway, so like first half they were keeping up and Liverpool scored. So it was 1-0, but then on aggregate it was 1-1. So like it was fine. Like Tottenham still had a chance. Like to come back and win this. And then during the second half, Liverpool just decided to score like 3 more goals.
Oh, that's
it was
big.
like literally overkill. So like the game was 4-0 and I was like, this is crazy.
And soccer, that's a lot.
Yeah.
It is, because it's like so hard to score a goal. Also, you're like running the whole field anyway. So yeah, that's just a depressing little moment, but you know, we'll get him next time, I guess.
Yeah. Hope so.
And also Liverpool is like number 1 in the league, number 1 in like everything. So I was like not expecting them to win, but I was just hopeful, you know?
Yeah.
Did they get any trades? Like trade deadline was this week, right?
They did get some trades. One guy came and he's like one of my faves from the French national team and then Bayern Munich, which is the German team we know. So he moved to Tottenham on loan for like 6 months. So we'll see if he stays or if he goes after 6 months. And then a couple other guys who
that's good.
Let's hope help the team.
That's related to my loves and nicks. Sports wise is what I mean. So my sorry, Erin, were you done?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes.
It's like actually
you're like anyway.
I have a story to tell about that. Yeah. My loves for this week. I don't watch basketball, but this Luka,
please.
Oh my gosh,
Luka Doncic trade has been honestly the best thing, like meme wise and culture wise. Just seeing people freak out, and there's a thing going of like, okay, put this in girl terms for me.
Yeah.
And I saw the most perfect one. Someone said, imagine One Direction in their prime, in their
I saw that,
trading Harry Styles for Kevin Jonas.
Yeah.
Like it makes so much sense. Like it was, so I've just been like loving.
I saw one, not that it's not the same as that, but it is for him. It was like, why do white people look so bad in Lakers? I was like, and then someone commented and was like, well, cool tones and warm tones, like blah blah blah, and their skin. I was like, I'm cackling. That was funny.
Amazing. And then I saw Luka had made a comment on one of his old teammates' post who had just had a baby, like, and they had posted like in the hospital, like welcome home, blah blah blah, and he literally comments, he's like, make sure they don't trade him or something like that.
So I saw the end. I guess they had completed or like finished a game, and then he was being interviewed, and they were like, any changes coming up? He's like, I don't think so. And they're like, literally, one of the reporters was like, check your phone. It's like
that's so sad,
so dirty.
No, that is like, literally so sad.
Yeah, like and the video cuts off after check your phone,
and they're like,
nobody knows what happened after.
Yeah, so bad.
That was a brutal.
But
video.
I've just been living it up, just seeing people on the 2 times that I was on like social media, and I saw that. That was the funniest thing ever. And then my other love for this week, I was telling Katie earlier, I've gotten crab rangoons like 5 times in the last 2 weeks because they're $4 at my local poke place, and the lady remembers me now, and she was just smiling so big when I walked in, and she like handed me my bag, like it was so nice.
Our regular.
But I've literally been eating $4 crab rangoons for breakfast, lunch, and dinner pretty much, and it's my hyperfixation food right now. And then my ick for this week is a rather big ick. My ick, one, people that don't know how to say Norfolk correctly.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Number
we were looking
2,
back.
so I have to go a little bit in the lore, and then I can talk about why this is the next. So the Norfolk Admirals signed a goalie
like December.
Not even December. It was like January, because it was like right after
the holidays.
Yeah, right after Christmas. So they signed a goalie. I don't even know how to say his full name, but Kaz something, and super excitement. I stumbled upon his wife's TikTok because she's like a big wag, not even big. She's a wag, and she's really playing into being a hockey wag.
You know what? I would too, girlie.
Right. I would too, 100%. But here's the gag. Right? She makes the video. Oh, my husband just got signed to the Norfolk Admirals. Like everyone in the comments is like, hey girly, we're so excited for you, but like you're saying it wrong. Whatever.
Mhm.
Next video, she's like, I'm just reading it how it's spelled, and I really don't care to like say it correctly, but like she's spilling the tea about like, okay, well, my husband's gonna be playing tonight, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm going to go visit him. Mind you, we already have a goalie who's from the AHL who is killing it. Okay, so I don't even know why we signed the man in the first place, but we signed him. Whatever. The guy plays 2 games. Horrible.
0-2.
0-2.
Lose both.
We lose both games that he plays. We've been winning this entire time.
Right.
Well, and it's notable to say so on Friday night, our good goalie played, and it was like a shutout. And then the next night he played the same team, and we lost to them.
Yes.
And then on Sunday, the good goalie was back with the same team we'd played Friday and Saturday, and we won again. And it's like, defense is not changing that much night to night. Like generally, you know, it's like the same, same guys on the ice.
Is the common denominator here. And he like skates off, like he's not really like whatever. But the wives' videos, every time she's making a video, she's basically like shitting on Norfolk. She's shitting on like the team. She's basically making it seem like her husband is just way bigger and better.
Oh my gosh.
Than, like, in the ECHL. Mind you, her husband has literally been in the NHL technically, but then gets sent down, but then plays overseas, but then does this and that. But it's never for a long period of time. It's like for like a year or something. Like,
and he is also a social media person.
Like
so
he makes money doing goalie content.
Yeah. So when he signed with Norfolk, I'm saying it now because
right,
she's like,
because that's how triggering.
He says like, I'll just go here for a bit just to get some playtime in.
Yeah,
like that's
he's
what he
like,
literally
I'm just rusty.
admits.
Yeah,
like
he's
I'm
like, just playing so that we can get health insurance for our daughter. And so he's just not rusty, and then some other team will pick him up. And we're like, okay, that's weird. He's played 2 games. He's sucked both games. Like, what's going on? Okay, fine, whatever. Like, but he goes on injured reserve for 14 days. And me and Katie are like, that's weird. He hasn't played. And then the last time he did play,
we were at the game the night before he was on the injured reserve. Like the next morning I wake up, it's like, IR, here he is. I'm like, wait, he played yesterday.
And he was fine.
For
didn't get hurt.
Minutes. Yeah.
Totally fine. Super weird. Anyway, Katie texts me at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm not on TikTok.
11. Okay.
She texts me and she's like, you need to see this. She doesn't even send the link. I literally downloaded the video of her.
Yeah. It's a 5-minute video.
5-minute video. And she's like, here's the hockey tea about where my husband's going. So basically, she makes a video saying the Norfolk Admirals were like so shady. They put him on injured reserve and he's totally fine. And they won't play him because he's not playing good. But she's like, it's only been 2 games. Like, he's been rusty. He hasn't played in a year. Girly, what are you talking about? So she's just shitting on them. And she's like, that's what, like, we're leaving. We're done. Like,
she's like, on February 2nd, we can finally sign with another team.
Yes,
but it's
he
like
has so many offers.
Yeah. It's like, girl, you literally said he was coming to play here because nobody else was
no one else was offering to sign him. So she's just shitting. People in the comments are either sucking up or being like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
This is not adding up. So I'm feeling cheeky. I comment and I said, maybe the team just knew that he only wanted to sign for health insurance and he just didn't want to be there. Like, obviously there's a reason he's not there and he wasn't good, but you're trying to make it seem like our team,
they're being shady.
Yeah. And all of that. And she comments back. She's like, yep, makes total sense. Like, I don't know if she's trying to be
like, I feel like there's a lot of hockey wags that try to be sarcastic. And like, so one of the famous ones that I know is like, she always says like, oh, he's just my roommate. Like, but like, you can tell it's sarcastic. I think
it's like a funny bit moment.
Yeah, I think she's trying to do that because she always calls him hockey boy. But the way her tone is not giving sarcasm.
Yeah,
it's giving like she actually thinks that she's better than everybody. Like,
so cringe. Like, one of her like get ready with me videos. For the Hawk to go to my husband's hockey game. She's like, I don't even know what the place is called. They don't have any place for the families to sit. Like, it's just,
like the vibes aren't there.
The vibes were just so off. And it's just funny because she's like, okay, as soon as this date happens, he has so many offers. Girly has not updated since then.
Bye.
He has not signed with another team. She's in comments from old videos being like, he's not there anymore. He doesn't play for that team anymore. Like, they were being shady. Like, just... please.
That's
Why is he unsigned if he's so good? Like
well, and he's not like he's like 30, which is not
Yeah.
the oldest, obviously, but if he hasn't played in a year and he's 30 and he's like
and the
maybe,
stats were not there.
Yeah, like there's a lot more, like maybe there's more ice time needed.
Just humble yourself.
Yeah.
If he's making these YouTube videos all the time, but he's not signed. Like, let's be for real. But anyway, I just can't stand it. I was just so annoyed.
That's crazy.
When the video came on my feed, I was gagged. I was like, oh, like he's hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
We didn't like her anyway.
No.
And when he was on the IR, we were like, weird, but whatever, sure. Yeah. And then this video came out and I was like, I need Adia back on this.
I wish I was, luckily I jumped in. It was only a couple.
You were like, here.
But like,
even since then, I feel like we've been really on like the Norfolk WAG radar. And so after her videos, I started seeing some more and they're just so sweet.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand. Like there's such different tone, I guess. Like, so I don't know what they're
She's also so crazy. Like, if you're gonna be a wag, like, why are you saying all these crazy things? Like, if you know your husband's in the public eye, or your boyfriend, or whoever is in the public eye, and then you're just going off. Yeah, I don't know how to, like, going off on their fans, like going off on the team, like.
Well, and that's the other thing when she was talking about the Norfolk versus Norfolk thing. It's like, you could have just ignored you literally would not have said that you were gonna just pronounce it how it was spelled. We could have just said, oh, maybe she didn't see the comments. Yeah, maybe she did.
You know, I saw the comments and I'm still gonna say it.
Yeah, like that's worse. Don't you see how that's worse?
I wonder if like
big
admirals like saw her page as well.
I hope so. I told Katie I was gonna send,
and that was a little reason.
Well, because like it is. I mean, we don't get much from them, right? Like, I mean, they're an ECHL team. Like, they're not like getting crazy interviews, but like the interviews you do see, like, Louis Jean said, like, we had like a lot of guys come back from last year, and like, who was it? Brady Florent was on the ECHL podcast, and he was talking about it. So it's like, there is, I mean, every team, there's a team environment, but it's like,
but they also didn't do anything that any other team has not done.
Right.
Plenty of teams put players on injured reserve so that they can get another player. Because you can only have a certain amount of players.
Well, and the other thing is she admitted that he signed something. So
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
You could have said, no, I'm not signing that.
Yeah.
Like, he's the one who, whatever. I mean, there's two-way street, but that's the thing. It's a two-way street, which they're not acknowledging either.
But I was just looking forward to all the damn places she said that were just waiting. She's like, Norfolk has been calling my husband nonstop, and we finally signed with them so that we can have health insurance. Girl. He played 2 games and he left. They kicked him.
It has to have been like something she like, because her videos probably got to the like higher ups.
It had to.
Like,
seriously, I mean,
because it's like such a. I feel like it's like a
deleted comments too.
Like, that's crazy.
That was just a major ick. I'm glad Katie brought that to my attention.
Because we were already so invested in her, you know, like in a bad way.
Of course. I hate watching.
The more we learned, it was not a Remy situation where like we got more geared. It was like
I gave Remy a like today. You sent me the pic. I said,
what can I say?
No, she's dressing like it's the NHL. I'm like, girly. It's the ECHL. You gotta tone it down. Like there's chicken tenders for $4. Like, I need you to be for real. Like, let's just humble yourself.
My apple cider cost like $15 at one time.
That was crazy. I don't speak for them. Anyway,
sorry, that was long-winded to say. I just don't like non-humble people. So,
well, on this, in the spirit of that note, I'm gonna start with my icks so that way we can end on a good note with some love. One of my icks is, and I have to start with this one. I think, like the concept of there being like separation of church and state like not existing anymore.
Oh yeah, no.
Like what the whole Constitution was about separation, and like
whole Constitution's gone.
Well, okay, there's that. But like, why?
Well, he was like the White House of faith or something, and I was like, what are you talking about?
That in itself is, but like, why is Mike Johnson on my TV talking about this bill was passed as God intended and how they wrote in the Bible? I'm like, Mike Johnson, what the fuck are you on?
Hello?
Like, anyway, so that's been like. And then obviously, the thing you mentioned, things in general. But I was just like, it's like really hitting a head today. And it's like, you cannot make me. Anyway.
No. And I say that wearing your cross necklace, like it's too much, guys.
Yeah. I mean, I have nothing against anybody religious generally. But
why say there's a separation when there's clearly not?
Well, yeah. And why are
God
we not
forbid if it was
adhering
like
to separation?
Muslim or something.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the tea.
Like,
yeah. My next ick is 7-Up in general, the soda.
oh,
7-Up.
No, I have been drinking a lot of Sprite, and then I went to the store, and you know, with prices as they are, I can only get soda on sale right now.
Yeah, of
So
course. Yeah,
the soda that was on sale was 7-Up, and I'm like, damn, I guess it'll be similar, right? Because like I do like Pepsi. I'm gonna give them that. I'm a Pepsi girl, but
Oh no, that was
7-Up
Ceramis. Sorry.
is not giving like so. Sprite is like crisp.
yes.
And
Yes,
7-Up is
fresh.
not. Versus like, and Pepsi is crisp, and I love a crisp Pepsi. So it's like there's things here. So anyway, 7-Up's pissing me off this week because I bought 12 of them. So now it's like,
Oh,
it
you
was-
can
got 12.
It was on sale.
Oh,
It was buy one get one
no.
free, and whatever. There's a
No.
whole thing there. Anyway, my last ick is I'm reading another Sam Nacosta book. She did the Minotaur, and so I'm reading another one, and it's fine. Like I'm having a fine time, I guess. But I on Goodreads, just out of curiosity, I was like, let me just click and see what people are saying, because like it's a little different than some of her other books. The review bombs happening on this book are crazy, and it's kind of just pissing me off because so it is technically part of a series, but it's not real. It's not really part of a series. It's like completely different characters, just set in the same city type beat, and. I don't know. I was chatting. There's a couple, like I've read a lot of her books, unfortunately, and there's been one or two that are written like a little bit differently. They're almost like third person omniscient, where like they know what the person is thinking, versus like some of those other ones, like the Minotaur one was like kind of first person type book. And so I think a lot of people went into this thinking it was like going to be a first person book, and then it's very much not. And it's like it's a lot like one of her other books that I read that I was like, the first time I read it, like, not sure if I'm vibing. But then like by the end, I was like, wait, I'm kind of here for this. So, review obviously how you want, but I think it's crazy like that all these reviews are like, this is not like any of your other books. It's like, maybe we don't want them to be the same. Rena Kent writes
honestly, like
same books, and they're all
I was just about to be like, it's not Rena Kent, like it's a different
like, it's a different book. Man's a Naga. Like, I don't know what you were expecting. Like, he's got a fucking tail.
funny.
Anyway, so that's an ick. And then my loves for this week, one of them is really, really specific. It is, there was one edit that came on my For You page that's living rent free in my mind. It's saved, it's reposted. We can't put it in here because we'll get copyrighted, but we'll put it on Instagram. It's a One Direction Hey Angel edit with challengers. And it's just like playing on a loop in my head throughout the week. It's like really, and I saw it when it only had 2,000 likes. Now it's up to 150K. And I'm like, this like the comments when I were there were like, why isn't this viral yet? And I'm like,
we'll get it there. We'll get it there.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we'll post that on Instagram. And then my last love is the PWHL walk-ins. I love seeing the photos, and I need the NHL to take a note because these girls come in here and they look so good.
Oh my gosh.
And you can do so much with the dress up situation. And these guys come with their tight ass pants that don't fit
tight
them.
pants.
They're short. Like, we have no accessories. No, it's just a tie and a jacket
and a beanie.
And it's like, we could do so much better. Look at the PWHL. These girls, they're wearing the same type of fit, but different font, and like we're trying different styles. I mean, I just wish.
We
take some notes.
We need to pick a PWHL team. I'm feeling Boston Fleet.
I know you are. And I like the Frost just because the purple.
I could see you as a Frost.
I know. But they posted the standings, and I knew you liked Boston, and they're like middle of the pack right now. And I'm like, maybe they're not the team for us.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We gotta see what's coming at the end. I'll make a decision.
I don't know. They're all just very specific. Like is it Montreal Victoire?
Yeah.
I'm not like vibing with their.
No, it's French.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the season progresses. But
damn.
Yeah. But yeah, those walk-ins. I love the photos, and they like have their little kids with them sometimes. I'm like,
yeah,
the guys could do that. They all have kids.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, I forgot my other love. Sorry. Katie came to the hockey game, and Scott and the girls came, and Ava wanted to just hang out, so she made me move my seat so that she could sit next to Katie and yap with Katie the entire game. And it was just like the cutest thing ever.
Aww.
Like,
my ick is that they kept calling me Sally.
They did. So because it's all salty.
Yeah.
And then Ivy thought Katie's name was Sally the entire time. So she's like, can you
screaming.
tell Sally this? Can you tell Sally that? And then Scott got in on it and was like, her name's Sally.
Oh, I did love, we were playing like, so Ava was like, Salty is a real person. I want to be him when I grow up. And I was like, no, he's just a dog. And she was crashing out over it.
Oh,
she was like
having an existential crisis.
Yeah, she's
about
like, well,
him.
he wears shoes. I'm like, yeah, because he still walk.
Yeah,
and then,
he has got to walk.
Yeah, she like starts talking to you and Scott, and you guys are playing into it. And she's like having a moment.
She's like, no, but he's a
yeah. She's like, no, he's not a real dog. I'm like, he is. Yeah. And then she asked Ivy, she was like, Ivy, what did Salty say to you? And she said, Salty didn't say anything to me. Because he didn't, because mascots don't talk.
Oh yeah,
but, like,
obviously,
he totally thought that she was gonna be on her side. Because like,
oh my god,
it was just like so silly.
It was good.
I told Scott
love
about
that.
it. I felt so bad, but it was
so
funny.
cute.
It was a good time. Yeah. What a time.
What a
Big
time.
Big week.
We just haven't yapped in a while, so it's like,
yeah, that's the one.
Just
always
going. Well, thank you everyone for listening. I was like, who's gonna say it? Guess I will. Thank you everyone for listening. Don't forget to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on social media at Close Friends List Pod. We'll see you next time. Bye.